This is actually my third South film. I love them because every single role I've gotten into in South films has to do with action.
So this film that you've done with Sanjay.
Yeah. The movie is called Double-ish Smart. It stars
Double-ish?
Double-ish Smart. It's a sequel to a previous film which was called Ishmart Shankar, which stars Ram Potheni. And now in this one, there is, of course, Ram Potheni again. And they have brought on Sanjay Dutt as the antagonist. So I am with Sanjay sir, of course. And his character is called Big Bull. And my character is called Bentley. We're just a bunch of badasses, up to no good. Let's tell the story of how Queenie and I met, because I don't think anybody would look at us and think that we know each other.
Yeah.
It is a little difficult to meet me, for sure. It is difficult to get me out of my hermitage that I have created at home. I think it's more important that I meet myself on a daily basis than it would be to meet other people.
And what do you mean by meeting yourself?
Spiritually speaking,
हमको भी बता दो because
Arey, please, you're very spiritual, It's like you have to meet yourself where you are without any facades and stuff, and just be very real with yourself.
tell me about your beauty regime.
Is quite extensive in terms of I do more biohacking than I do beauty regimes, I guess, but it does have a very positive effect on my skin. I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Drugs?
No, you mean like just because I have tattoos?
Welcome to Beauty Banter.
Thanks, Queenie.
Yeah. Thing is that you never see Bani. You never see her. Sometimes you see her and sometimes you don't. It's one of those things. And we have her here with us today, which means we're lucky.
Which means the moon must be blue or something must be happening in the
Moon
solar
happens
system.
to be blue. It's even
The moon
rarer
happens
than
to-
that.
There you go. But yeah.
But why?
I don't know. I just like I was telling you and Vidya earlier, right now. It's it is a little difficult to meet me, for sure. It is difficult to get me out of my hermitage that I have created at home, and I don't know. I think it's more important that I meet myself on a daily basis than it would be to meet other people. But like I told you, I was like, I think we're very cosmically connected. So I never feel as though I'm missing out by not like meeting you in person. But then also, you are traveling all the time, and then half the time when you're here, I'm not here. And then when we meet, it's for things like this. You know what I mean?
No,
So-
it's not for things like this. It's the first time we're meeting for things like this. Whenever
That's
I've
true.
invited you for an event, you've
That is
ducked.
true. Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. No, so for events and stuff. So I'm just like, man, I don't want to meet. I'm not the kind of person you want to meet at events. I'm like, you know what I mean? Unless it's
And-
like a breathwork session, and you're like, Bani, you want to come to breathwork? I'll be like, yeah, let's go. When is it? But like, if you call me for like a party and all, bro, I mean, I'm not the TG.
Party.
As in
Like a birthday.
No, like-
Birthday is
like-
not an event.
like party where there's like people, you have to dress up and people are drinking and stuff. That's not my scene, yeah. And if there's more than, if it's like a group of people, I'm like, ye mera scene nahi hai. You know what I mean, yeah. You've met me,
But
Yeah.
sometimes, it's when you want your close friends around, then it's nice to have you because in my mind, I connect you as close.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate
So-
that.
That's when I say that ये तो है ही नहीं, कहाँ गए, गुम हो जाती है.
No, I'm here only.
And what do you mean by meeting yourself?
Spiritually speaking,
So how do you meet yourself?
you
हमको
have
भी
to...
बता दो,
You,
because-
Arey, please, you're very spiritual, It's like you have to meet yourself where you are without any facades and stuff, and just be very real with yourself. And stay connected to your authentic self. Use some trending words like authenticity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, like that. And I feel like also because of the industry that we're in, it's very, very important to stay with yourself and not lose yourself.
And who's your support system?
You're looking at it. It is me. It is the solar system. I want to speak in such cosmic. I want to use all these words today, which people are going to be like, what is she saying? But I was meditating on the way here in the car, trying to subside my headache. But yeah, no, I do have a very few people that I speak to, I guess, maybe 3-4 times a week. One of my best friends who's geographically very close to me, so thus is my best friend. I told you, geography has a lot to do with people who are relevant in your life. I feel like that is a...
That's in your mind. It doesn't.
No,
normally
there's
happen.
scientific studies that have been done that
Really?
prove that geography, because the more you see people, familiarity has a lot to do, that breeds then trust, then breeds love, So that's where that comes from. So the more you see someone, the more familiar they become to you, so the easier it is to form a bond. But of course, I have friends all over the world as well that
And then
I'm
this
in touch with.
relationship very much contradicts that.
Yours and
Our
mine, why? I
relationship.
just said we're cosmically like connected.
Cosmically, but not geographically by
We're
any
not but
standards.
that's what I mean, right? So that's why it's hard to meet me also.
Yeah.
If you were like living in my building, I'd see you like all the time, right? Actually, maybe not. The more you travel, probably not. We'd probably, I think there's more chances of us to meet outside of India than there are to meet in India, which I'm perfectly fine with. And we have met abroad and in the air, which was such a cool way to meet you, actually.
Such a cool way to meet you.
Let's tell the story of how Queenie and I met, because I don't think anybody would look at us and think that we know each other.
Yeah.
But like I really like I was sitting on this couch and I was like, this is gonna be so funny. Like people are just gonna be like, how do they know each other? Like of course we're in the industry and stuff, but to have met is just, you know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
an associate. Like you know Queenie? Yeah, I know Queenie.
Could
No,
have
like, do
met
you
in the
know her?
Gurdwara.
We could have met anywhere.
Yeah.
But we met of all places on a flight. I was already sitting and there was an empty seat next to me. I was in the window seat and people are boarding the plane. And I was just like, I think I looked up for like a second or something and I saw this beautiful woman and I was like, and I just knew, I was like, she's going to sit next to me. I don't know how I knew this. I don't think I've even told you this.
No.
But I was like, she's going to come and sit next to me. And you came and you sat next to me and I was like, I just had to like, I knew that I would know you. I knew when I saw you that you will sit next to me, and I knew at that moment that I will know you. You know?
Yeah.
And since that moment, I have known you, which I thought was so cool. And then we talked the entire flight when I thought I would sleep.
And it was a middle of the night flight.
It was a freaking insane flight, night flight.
It was. In a way, like you are sort of, you are not what a girl is typically, a typical mold of a girl. I'm just saying that you're different.
I'm not the stereotypical.
Yeah, you're not the
girl, I
typical,
guess.
stereotypical. And why?
Why not? That's a better question. Why not? As opposed to asking me why. Why are you not this way? The question should be more like, what made you the way you are?
What made you the way you are? By the way, you have a perfect nose.
Thank you so much.
I never noticed that.
It's impossible you haven't noticed that.
No,
5 years she hasn't seen my face. No, that's why.
No, I really haven't noticed it. You have a perfect nose.
Just my nose is perfect, nothing else?
No, you have a beautiful face.
What is
but
this? What
your
is this?
nose is perfect.
I'm like, only one compliment about one specific body part? What about the rest of me? Hello? Package!
When I met you,
Hmm.
you didn't have a full sleeve shirt on. I don't think so.
When we met on the flight, I must have had full sleeves on, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Then
'cause
how come I
usually-
saw your tattoos?
Must have seen them later. Because usually on a flight, I'm always like this. Head to toe. Because it's cold on flights, no? Long
Yeah.
flight. And I had come from somewhere, it's a connecting flight. So 100% airport clothes are full sleeves only.
But you're a bit of a rebel. You have to be.
I'm actually extremely, I would say, I'm pretty conservative and pretty traditional actually, but in my values, I would say. In my values. But I,
Ekumkar, Satnam.
yeah, I chant like every day and stuff. But I think that my chosen form of expression in terms of I love art and I love experimenting with like things that I can experiment. So like hair colors or piercings and tattoos, and I love all of that because I don't take the physical form that seriously. You know what I mean? Like in terms of it's so impermanent. Like everything is just going to be dust, right? At some point. So I feel as
Yeah.
though
But you still have to live those lovely years.
yeah, no. See, but the thing is here. So I'm very health conscious, as you know. So I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for myself, of course, for other people, for life. So I will never disregard it like that. I'm not abusing my body in any way. If anything, it's the complete opposite. But I love to be able to express myself the way that I seem fit. And I find, and maybe that's what people also find very rebellious in me, is that like, oh my god, so many tattoos. Tattoos are seen as such a rebellious thing to do. They're seen as so taboo, and like, you know, there's so much stigma attached to it, or was attached to it. I don't think that there is so much of it now, at least, or maybe I just feel that way because I have so many tattoos.
No, it's not that much.
It's not, right?
anymore.
Yeah.
In
So-
fact, if I associate being a rebel with tattoos, I might get
Shot by who?
shot by, I don't know, lots
People
of people
online.
out there, yeah.
I mean, but there are stigmas attached to it. Like, you know, we're in a third world developing country, so there is a lot of that still very much valid here. It's not like it isn't.
But maybe
So-
sleeve tattoos, maybe that's different.
ये देख. I think any kind of, yeah, like if there's a lot of tattoos, then I think that people are like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I mean? But
Can we see it?
my tattoos, yeah, sure. You don't even be able to see my arms, but then,
But they are beautiful, no
thanks, yeah.
doubt. They are
Thanks.
beautiful. Maybe when I met you 5 years ago, 5 years ago, I found it a bit much. But now I find it beautiful. How is that? Perceptions
That's so
change,
funny.
guys.
Because when you get to know people, sometimes based on their personality, you can find them more attractive. You know
Truth.
what I mean? Yeah, and karma. On this side, this karma. So yeah, I think
But
that's.
when people see you out there, like,
You mean outside India or like online or what?
no, like, I guess you're not seen around, right? Like you say, you're
Yeah,
always sitting in your house
yeah,
at the
it's
gym
true.
and home
It's true.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sets.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
if you are going
If I'm
out
walking
and
around
some like a
somewhere,
older person sees you,
they're very fascinated.
they are fascinated.
I mean, I can just talk about my grandmother. Every time I go and see her, she has a different reaction from me. Sometimes she's like, "Ek hi kar deta, ek hi kar deta, ek hi bana deta." What is this? Like she's just like, "What on earth have you done?" And then other times she's like, "Oh, bada sona hai. Arey wah." And then she goes, then she's
Acceptance.
no, it's like, but she keeps switching, right? It's
Grandmother
like,
can never accept this. If she's accepting, then it's
yeah, yeah, I have it
acceptance.
on video of her, like, but various reactions over the years. I mean, she's like, "Oh, very lovely," and then she's like, "Oh, what is this?" And like, "What have you done?" And shakal kharab kar diti and all that. And I'm like, and I just have to brace myself for like what is coming. I don't know. So I just
Shakal nahi
okay.
kharab kiti.
As in like all of this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
she just considers that to be like, "What have you done?" And I'm just like,
But you did do a podcast, right?
I did do a podcast. Yes. I started recording. It is called Bear by Bani J, Bare. And when I was recording myself, I didn't think that I was ever gonna put it out. I didn't even have that in the back of my head when I was recording it, because it's basically about me grieving my mom when she passed, and I would have to go back to Chandigarh, and she passed while I was shooting season 1 of Homo Shots. And so like in the
Suddenly?
yeah, no, I mean, she had been sick for a long time. We knew
Mm.
that she's had cancer since I was like 3 years old, but it was like extremely dormant and then become very active, and then it was
Right.
dormant and then became active again. But this was like, it had spread to her lungs, so obviously it was just, she didn't want to get, Western kind of treatment, radiation or chemotherapy. She didn't want to do that. So she was doing a lot of Eastern medicine and all that, but obviously for pain management there was a lot of steroids and all of that stuff. But there was just pain management at that point, and it's never pleasant, obviously. So yeah, when she passed, we were pretty. I mean, it's always a shock, right? Even though someone's gonna pass, when they pass, though they've been sick, it still comes as a surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember getting that phone call from my sister at like 3:30 in the morning or something, and I had to go to set in like a few hours. I had to be on set by like later that afternoon or something, and like I remember everything about that day in like crystal clear clarity. But anyway, so yeah, so anyway, I had to take a few days off, obviously, to go back home and finish all the rides and stuff. So when I went back to Chandigarh, you go through so much. And I think the first trip I went there, everything was pretty much on like, you just like show up and like be there and just get through everything, because everyone else is like really like falling apart and stuff. So it's kind of like you want to just be present for it and witness a bunch of stuff. And then like my sister was like in a pretty bad state and stuff, so then we had to get through, taking all this other stuff. So then when I went back the second time is when I went by myself, and that's when I really was able to at least grieve or like just let whatever's coming, just come to me or whatever. And that is when I just felt like really talking to her. And then I just like took my phone out and I started recording myself, like processing, like vocalizing what I was going through and stuff. And then I just would do that every time I went back to Chandigarh. Then a couple of times when I was in Bombay, it's like all of her, she suffered a lot. She had a really hard life, my mom. And so it's like all of her like pain and suffering would be like lying on me like very heavily at night, like this like kind of cloak kind of thing. And it wouldn't let me sleep. And I was like, I'm not the person that should be processing your pain and grief. Like, you should have done this earlier. Like, it's kind of like I was talking to her. And so like I couldn't sleep. So then I'd wake up and then I'd like have to write out a bunch of stuff that, was just like coming through me. And then I would just like record myself saying it. And I remember I had sent one of the last things, which I didn't put out there. And I sent it to my sister. I said, this is just like what's just happened right now. And she was just like, are you really gonna post this? Like she was like pretty horrified at the fact that I was gonna put that out. And I was like, I don't see why not. I mean, I didn't put it out there. But she didn't say don't do it. She said, are you really gonna put it out? But I didn't put it out. But and it was about this. It was about her pain and suffering that was trying to be processed through me, which I just felt was very unfair. Because I was like, you feel like you've processed enough of it while that person is alive also, no? I feel like this is gonna go over everybody's head. But anyway, this is kind of like what the podcast is about. So
But it doesn't go over my head.
but most people know. So you are not most people. So it was just that's what it's about.
But you should talk more about it, you know. You should talk
More
more about it.
हो तो गए यार
Not
5 भरे भरे episodes.
हाँ, but वो तब की बात थी ना.
Yeah,
ये अब
as in
की
like I
बात
think
है.
the last one
like season 2.
I don't know how many people will want to listen to it unless I can come to like a resolution about it, you know, because nobody wants to be like, yo man, that's such a downer, dude, because it is, you know. And I don't
No,
want to
but
be
you know
a
what? Times have
Debbie
changed
Downer.
after COVID. People have changed. Younger generation wants to hear it. They want to relate to somebody who's like had an experience and who's cool. Like you're considered cool. You know, you
Thanks.
know that, right?
I had no idea. I'm considered so. What a funny way to put it. You know, you're considered cool, right?
Yeah, you are considered cool. Like it's the cool thing, you know, like you have this very basic way of talking and very, you know, there's no drama about you. You're just like, and you're not trying to please anybody. You're not in awe of anybody. And you are what you are. And if you feel like doing something to yourself, you do it. You want to make a tattoo anywhere. You're not bothered. Like somebody might say, like, what have you done? Or so it's just about you, like you live your life the way you really want to live your life. And there are not many people who do it because there is family, there is a society, there is
There's
like
lot
a
of fear, there's a
relationship,
lot of judgment.
and there's a lot of fear.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So therefore I say you should speak a little bit more so that, you know, people feel a little more brave.
Yeah, but then I just don't want people to go around getting tattoos thinking they'll be brave. You know what I mean? That's not. You know what I mean? That's.
Yeah, but I'm
One does
brave. I
not
don't have a
equate to the
single
other.
tattoo on me. It's okay. It's
yeah.
the way you relate to it. Sometimes just the mind that processes. It doesn't have to be on the body.
Yeah.
So when you did this role, Bani,
Yes.
in 4 More Shots,
Yes, my
which was a
character.
queer, your character,
Yeah.
what were you thinking of? Was it like a commercial decision, or was it something that the generation or the audience should perceive in the correct way, or like it was just, you know, life is like that, and there is somewhat everybody has a life, and they're all different characters in this world. So what were you thinking?
Yeah, pretty much that. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't thinking about. It's funny because I met Rongita and her sister Ishita, who are the showrunners. The PNC is the production house. So I had a meeting with them, and I was actually the first person to get cast for the show as Umang for my character. And so when they showed me the slideshow, and I was going through it, like, and they just pitched me the idea, and then I went back home and I read the script. Like at no point did I think like I'm not gonna do this character, you know. I was like, yeah, why not? This feels like the right time to do it. And
And you didn't sort of consult with anybody?
no, I didn't. This is my life.
Lovely.
It is my life. It is my decision. See, like when people who are your age or older than you or who have been in the same industry, you know, you have a lot of respect for them, and then they say something. Like I have very few people like that in my life. Like I can probably count them on one hand how many people I have like that in my life. And then, but then I do reach out to them. Like one of those people I have to count in my life is Sanjay Dutt, who I absolutely love and adore so much. And I actually call him my best friend because he is my best friend. We shot a film together last year, and it was the most unexpected gift of 2023 that I got to meet him. And I didn't think that I never in my life would imagine that these words would come out of my mouth, that Sanjay Dutt is my best friend, bro. What you talking about? But he is my best friend. He literally is.
Really?
So but he's the guy that I will ask if I have a question about something in my life. I have a lot of questions. Usually I just sit and I wait for the answers. You know, I'm like, it'll come to me. I just have to meditate a bit, you know, like that. And then I'm like, it'll come to
What
me.
an odd
And then
relationship,
sometimes,
Bani
no,
and
and then
Sanjay.
some, no, yeah, I know. It's so cool. And then sometimes,
I mean, I can imagine
like
Sanjay
recently,
many years ago.
you have to meet us together and then it'll all make sense. And then he's just like, it's cool because I've never met somebody like him. I don't think I ever will, where he like make fun of me, in like the sweetest way possible. And then, but he's the person that I will ask very serious life questions to, which I feel like if I'd met him when he was my age, I would not be able to take him seriously because I'd be like, bro, I'm not asking you, you know what I mean? But now, because of his age, I'm like, boss, what do you think? I call him boss. I'm like, boss, what do you think about? I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Like, I'm thinking I'm going to LA for 3 months to do this course. Do you think it's a good idea? He's the only person I think I asked. I don't think I asked anybody else. And he was like, he took a day and he got back to me. He goes, yeah, boss, I think it's a great idea. I think you should do it. And I was like, all right, done. I mean, I already decided by then, but it was cool to have him also be like, yeah, you know what I mean?
So when you do this course,
Yeah.
it's an acting course.
Yeah, it's an acting course.
Right. And is it difficult to get in, or you just because you're already an actor, it's okay?
They don't actually have an audition process. Strasbourg doesn't have an audition process. They just accept and they have an interview. That's what they do. Not like RADA. RADA has like a really extremely difficult admissions process, but these guys do not have, because they think that everybody should be allowed in, which is cool. So I mean, I've done Strasbourg before. I've done a whole year's course, but now I'm doing it again because I like to study acting. Actually, I think that it's a craft. Like with most things in life, you have to keep studying it, and there's so many different aspects to it. So I thought it'd be something cool to do. Why not? I do workshops every year actually. I've done RADA ones, I've done the acting and the self ones here, which is like a very spiritual take on acting, which I really liked. I did that 2 years back to back actually. It was so draining, dude. And I don't think people understand how draining it is, but it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is it more exhausting than weightlifting?
Yes, because it's emotionally so, like,
Yeah,
mentally and
challenging, yeah.
emotionally, it's like a whole different kind of exhaustion, dude, really. So, but it's so, I think it's like, but it's like right up my alley though, because it's kind of like just getting to know yourself more and better. Like we have all these rooms in ourself that there's a lot of rooms that we don't want to enter, we don't want to go to, and we're afraid to go in if the lights don't work. And you're like, I don't even care if I have a generator, but I am not going in that room, and I'm not looking for the light switch because I don't want to know what's in there. There's just some parts of yourself like that. But when you're like doing the work, you want to be a great actor. I feel like I feel like being a good actor also has a lot to do with being a great person, or at least really getting to know yourself and being familiar with yourself on another level. And that's actually what meditation means. It means to be familiar with, to get familiar with. So I love that. I'm meditating all the time.
You
But
are
yeah.
amazing. Very amazing.
I feel like when you could change amazing with any word, right? I'd be like, Bani, you're ridiculous. And I'd be
No.
like, that's more apt than
I
amazing.
don't think
at
you're
the moment.
ridiculous. I think you're amazing. And your skin looks great, by the way.
Oh my, thank you.
It does.
So
it
many
does.
comma. I'm going to
But
get
like-
some buri nazar. I'm going to go and have to remove some nazar after
Nikal
this.
lena, but
yeah.
I'm just saying
Yes.
it's the food you eat.
Yeah, it's the lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
How
prioritize
many hours do you sleep?
8 hours every night. Sometimes I do a breathwork
what time
session
do you
in the
wake
day.
up?
7 in the morning. Go for a run. Today I went for a run, zone 2 run, with a 5 kg weighted vest. It's good fun. But that's for longevity. Coming from someone who's saying they don't want to live long, but I do a lot of things for longevity. Isn't it funny?
There's
So,
a
yeah.
reason why you do it. Lots of grandchildren.
I'm not going to have kids, so I don't know where these grandchildren are coming from.
Coming back to your skin, what do
Yeah.
you eat?
I eat all the healthy things. Yeah, I eat a lot of whole foods. I don't eat processed foods. I think the only processed foods that I do eat are probably protein bars, and that's when I'm like traveling or something like that, and I can't take meals with me if it's a very long flight.
What does whole food mean?
Whole foods means like rice. It's a whole food.
Oh, I see.
Dahi is a whole food. Butter is a whole food.
Yeah.
It just means it has as few ingredients as possible, and it's just one ingredient. Like rice is oats is one ingredient, milk is one ingredient, blueberry one ingredient.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
Nothing
whole foods.
mixed.
Yeah, but then you can mix them all
Yeah.
and make oats or whatever.
And high protein
Yeah, I have a pretty high protein diet. Yeah,
because you work out like crazy. How much do
because
you lift?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Just
I-
like what's the maximum if you were to do, say, bicep curls?
bicep curls.
Just say, I'm just saying, it's the audience now.
I don't
Come
matter.
on.
My heaviest deadlift is 150 kgs. My heaviest squat is 100 kgs because I love deadlifts. So that's the only one I really tried. That's the only time I trained.
What's a deadlift?
When you pick up the weight off the ground
Oh, I see.
on the barbell. So that was 150 kgs. That was like the heaviest. I actually, if I had still, if I ever, I don't train to know my max weights. So I was training as a powerlifter at that point in time. I had a really cool competitive coach from South Africa. She's such a badass, Lily. Shout out to Lily. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I want to like do a max deadlift. She goes, okay. And so you have to structure your training in such a way that you're leading up to that weight, you know?
Yeah.
And then on one day you just max out. So that's what I was doing like a whole 2 years. I just did that so that I could reach my max weight in a bench, a deadlift, and a squat.
And there's a lot of mental work that goes with it.
Yeah,
right?
so much, dude. That you're afraid to lift the weight, yaar. Bach
Yeah.
jati hai, yaar. You're like, will I be able to pick it up? I don't know. What's going to happen? There's so many hurdles, but that's why it's so much fun also. Because like, if you can't do it, you're like, oh man. But thankfully, I could clear the weight. So I was like, thank God I could do it. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't. And I shot it. It's a vlog. It's on my YouTube.
You know, I have started doing weights.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. This
Honestly.
is dangerous. Dangerous.
No, but honestly.
Yeah.
And it's a recent thing, like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Feel your biceps.
You can feel it.
Oh, whoa, oh my. Hey, look. You got a little. That's cute. Nice. Good job.
No, you can feel
It
my
is cute.
stomach. It's hard.
You
But
mean your abs?
yeah, my ass. But let me tell you one thing. It's changed my life.
Has it?
Yeah. But I think about you a lot, by the way, when I'm trying to lift a weight. I can't lift. I don't even do it. Like when I see, like sometimes there's a trainer and he'll tell me, jump and jump down. I said, I'm not going to do it
Yeah.
because I may injure myself.
Yeah, that's true.
And who the hell is
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
like,
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes,
like
yes, yes, yes.
sort of treat that injury?
Yes.
And I don't have that kind of time in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
life
yeah,
or that luxury,
Yeah.
you know, to that I've got an injury.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do anything that injures me.
Injuries suck, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's also, you're afraid of jumping.
I am.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. Like I'm afraid of a handstand.
Oh, I love handstands. Handstands are so much fun.
I can do a headstand,
Ah.
unsupported, 5 minutes.
Arre. 5 minutes. Huh?
5
Then-
minutes.
then that's great.
And a shoulder stand
Yeah.
and a wheel and all the other things that
Yeah.
are pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But handstand, it's a mental,
mental thing.
And
You-
I don't even want to do it. You know, when sometimes the yoga teachers, चलो try
करो,
करते हैं
करो.
आप
Yes,
try
yes.
तो कर लो
Yes, yes.
एक बारी मैं हूँ ना
Yes.
ऐसे मेरे को करना ही
भरोसा
नहीं
नहीं है ना उनके ऊपर इसलिए.
नहीं पर मेरे को I don't have that desire कि क्यों करूँ.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's probably like me with competing. Everyone's like, why don't you compete? Why don't you compete? Why don't you? All the time they're like, one, because I just don't. I have zero desire to compete.
Yeah.
I don't need to compete. I don't need to get any accolades or anything like that in order to prove anything to myself.
Yeah.
Again, it's the external validation thing which I don't need. But your thing might be slightly different with this handstand. I don't want to do it. I don't know. I feel like there's some fear also involved in there. It's absolutely mind blowing.
Actually, you are your own person. That's what's different.
What do you
I
mean?
figured it out.
Oh, okay. You were thinking
You're
about
your
it?
own
What was-
person.
What's
You
the
don't
question?
have the fringes, and you don't allow that also. That's the thing. You don't allow anybody to be close enough to tell you, Bani, don't do it. Bani, don't leave me. Bani, don't go. Bani,
Who is this person who is so whiny? Why? You're like,
not
"Don't
whiny.
leave
It's
me,
a
don't go."
relationship. How long are you
Who-
going for?
who is this
Why are you
relationship
going?
with?
Do you really need to go?
Who is this? Who
There
is
is a person there,
Very, very-
but you've kept away from that person.
Who
It's
is this
simple as
person?
that. It happens.
Who is this person? You, Queenie?
No,
What's
it isn't me.
What's happening?
I can't. I've been trained like that by my kids.
Have you?
Back off.
Wow.
So I don't. I say, okay, let them be.
You should let them be.
I
Let
do.
them be-
I
let them
try
be their
very
own
hard.
people. I know it's
But
obviously
I can't help
probably
it. This
must
morning,
be very
my
difficult, yeah.
daughter was saying that I don't want to put the Invisalign. I said, why? It's
Oh.
good for you. It's good for your teeth.
Yeah.
Don't you want it? You don't have to tell me what's good for me.
Oh my gosh.
Done.
I made you. You will do as you are told. This is why I don't have kids, you see. I'd be a dictator. I'm sorry, what did you say? Get back in your room. I'd be horrible. I'd be so strict. No fun here. I'd be so strict. I'd be like, get up. Time to do some push-ups. Let's go to the gym. I'm just kidding. I have no idea how it'd be, but yeah, but that's funny.
So this film that you've done with Sanjay.
Yeah. What about it? Oh, what is it called? It's called Double-ish Smart. It's with Ram Putheni as well, who is a South legend. He's a very good actor there, and,
And
it's like
a Bollywood Hindi movie.
It's a mixed language film. I should say that. Yeah,
English Hindi.
it's English, Hindi, Telugu, and we have some Tamil as well. So there you go. Multilingual.
So there are a lot of subtitles.
Multilingual. Yeah. The trailer came out in the teaser came out in like 7 different languages. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It just
And there's just you and him.
and the teaser just came out yesterday. No, it's not just me and Sanjay sir. Sanjay sir and I are on the same team. I call him Sanjay sir. By the way, I was gonna find it so funny because I'm not the kind of person who calls people sir. I'm not. You look at me. What I say, sir? I wouldn't. But
I
when
mean,
I
if you
met
knew
him,
him when he was
yeah,
younger and somebody called him sir,
yeah, he'd be
he'd be
like,
like,
"Excuse me." No, but he doesn't like it that I mean, actually, so he doesn't like it that I can't call him Baba, right? That's just so
yeah,
like not happening. That's not the vibe at all. So he would, cause it was on
boh.
a no. So on the set, someone was saying something, and I was like, Sanjay sir is calling you. Someone said Sanjay Baba is calling you, sir. So I went and I, yes sir, and he said, what is this sir? Don't sir me. And I was like, what do I call him, bro? I didn't know. So he started calling me boss. So then I just also started calling him boss back, and which he seems cool with. So I'm like, all right, boss, what's happening? You know, like that. He's a cool guy. Anyway, the movie is called Double Ish Smart. It stars
Double-ish?
Double Ish Smart. So this is the
Oh,
second. It's
double-ish
a
smart.
sequel.
Yeah.
It's a sequel to a previous film which was called Ishmart Shankar, which stars Ram Potheni, among other actors in it. And now in this one, there is of course Ram Potheni again, and they have brought on Sanjay Dutt as his antagonist, as the
Okay.
antagonist. So I am with Sanjay sir, of course, and his character is called Big Bull, and my character is called Bentley. So it's kind of cool. It's so cool.
What's the character?
We're just a bunch of badasses, you know, up to no good. But in our minds, we are doing the right thing. Let me just put it out there. So yeah,
Does it have a happy ending?
I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I don't wanna talk about it.
Okay. And when is it released?
I don't know because they just put out the teaser yesterday, and I didn't even know the teaser was out until I got some messages from some journalists being like, "Hey, I just saw the trailer." And, you know, I mean, I just saw the teaser, and it's so good to see you in another South film after the other one, last one I did. And I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I checked on YouTube, and I was like, "Yo, the teaser's out! What?" But I mean, it's not the trailer. I mean, the trailer I got, whatever. Hopefully this year.
So it's a proper feature film.
Yes, of course.
And have you done more feature films?
Yes, I have. I've done 7 films. So before this, I did Valimai, which was another South film. That was a Tamil film with Ajit Thala. Basically, they call him Thala because he's like legend down
Okay.
south. And then with Karthike, who is my fave, he's also another South actor. And the previous one to that was called Thika, which was another South film. So this is actually my 3rd South film. I love them because every single role I've gotten into in South films has to do with action.
But then this could be also a Hindi film, right?
Yeah. So
I have to see it.
you have to. It's so
Because I'll
funny.
probably see you more than now. I probably won't see you for the next few years. I may as well watch your movies, right?
We'll meet in LA or the UK or somewhere. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Whenever
Bani.
you're ready. Yes.
Tell me about your beauty regime.
My beauty regime is quite extensive in terms of I do more biohacking than I do beauty regimes, I guess, but it does have a very positive effect on my skin, which is the biggest organ, as we know. So I obviously drink a lot of water. I keep myself extremely well hydrated. I do not have too many preservatives or synthetics in my diet. I eat whatever I can fresh and organic. I eat as many foods as possible. And I have green juice every day, antioxidants. What else do I do? Oh, I do a lot of red light therapy. I've been doing it for about 5 years, I think, morning and evening. What else?
For the body or the face?
Both. I have a big one. I have a big panel, and I have a small one which I travel with, which comes with me everywhere I go. And then what else? I make sure I sleep 8 hours every single night. I have been saying
Do you
this.
smoke?
I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know this. And I think that over time now I can see, like, when I compare with my other people my age, when I meet them, I'm like, oh my goodness, it makes a big difference is what I've seen in my skin. Oh, and obviously time tells the true story. So I've noticed that actually, which is great because I mean I'm not into it at all. So
Drugs?
do I look like I do drugs?
No, but sometimes,
People who have tattoos do drugs?
no, it's like an association which
Of?
should be broken.
An association of what?
Like, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You just asked the question.
I know I'm going to be short. And for this,
Yeah, I was just like, Queenie, you're
Disclaimer.
barely surviving this interview. No, you mean like just because I have tattoos? See, that's what I was talking about. There's a stigma because people have all these preconceived notions about people with tattoos. But no, I think I'm the complete opposite of that. But yeah, so yeah, no recreational drug use, no medicinal drug use. I don't even take melatonin to go to sleep or anything like that. What else do I do?
what about like collagen and gut cleansers and
Gut cleansers. No, I have bone broth every morning, which I make myself every week. I make a stock of an entire huge pot of bone broth that I make myself. And I brew it. It brews for like 4 or 5 hours, and then it's ready for the week. And I have it first thing in the morning because I think it's the best thing for your gut. People who have gut issues, I think that bone broth can really
And
help.
if there's a vegetarian, what can they have for that instead? I know you're not a dietitian,
I'm
but
really not. I'm sure there's vegan options for bone broths, but what would it be called? Just broth? What's the point of that? What is the point of that? I mean, I'm obviously joking, but I'm sure that there are vegan options available and vegetarian options available. I just don't understand where on earth you would get your collagen from in that, because bone broth is specifically to get all the collagen. That is literally what it's for.
there are a lot of collagen powders.
Yeah, I don't think that they're very effective. I was having bovine. I guess if it depends again, what is the source of the collagen? But yeah, if it's marine or if it's bovine, I think that that's pretty effective. But again, absorption comes down to absorption. How much can you
Yeah,
actually absorb?
yeah.
What is it mixed with and all of that? So yeah, there's also this bone broth protein powder that I was having. You get in the States. They make very small batches of it, but there's no point talking about it because you can't get it here. So, but I've been having, so that's what I mean. Like, I've been having a lot of these things over the years, and I've seen over time it has had a pretty much a very positive effect on how my hair, skin, all of that is looking. So,
Question that I've been given to ask you,
yes.
that what has been your most memorable experience?
Oh gosh, my most memorable experience in terms of just anything.
No, I may be shooting.
Shooting with Sanjay Dutt has been something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life probably because he's just so freaking cool.
So he's my
And
daughter's godfather.
is he? He's your godfather? Dude, he's like my BFF. I just absolutely love him. He's the coolest. I love him so much. I guess just meeting him, like I love it when things like that happen. Like I just was completely unexpected, just came out of nowhere and just like, yeah.
A message for the generation that watches you. Could be younger, could be,
Could be the same generation.
yeah, could be any generation, but a message for maybe the younger generation.
Man, I would honestly just say, think for yourselves, dude. Really, just think for yourselves. Stay offline as much as possible. Online is not where you're supposed to be living your life. That's not where you're supposed to be spending your days and your hours, 100%. And I feel like everyone just is getting too distracted by the phone. Please put it aside for as long as you can. Like I didn't even take my phone out once I got out of the car. Actually, I just haven't had my phone on me. I don't need to see it. I'm not dependent on it, and I feel like it's a distraction from getting to know other people and from getting to know yourself. So stay offline as much as possible, honestly. That would be the best piece of advice I can give someone. But yeah.
So you stay a lot offline?
Yeah, dude, I don't delete Instagram. Man.
That's why you don't respond to your messages.
You message me on Instagram?
No, I don't.
Oh, I was like, what?
WhatsApp.
Yeah. I was like, you don't message me on Instagram. What are you talking about? But yeah, I'd stay off the app, dude. I'd just take it off my phone only. What's the point?
Rapid fire round. Go to workout routine for maximum results.
Deadlifts. Squats, deadlifts, anything. Compound lifts.
Okay.
Why are you
Select
laughing?
crush you'd love to share screen time with.
Oh, so many actors, yaar. So many actors. There's this French actress. Oh, I mean, there's so many actors. There's so many actors that I would love to just be in the corner of the screen.
Say one.
Oh, it's so hard to pick just one. Okay, hang on. I'll make it a good one then. Wait. Oh, there's too many.
Want to come back to it?
Yeah, I'll come back to it, but then I have to think about it.
That means it's not that much of a crush. Okay, anyway. Post a hectic day relaxation ritual of choice. What is relaxation?
I'm still thinking about it. I think Chris Hunnam. Because you said crush, right? So I'm trying to think of somebody who's acting I like, but I also is a kick-ass, like we could balance each other out. Chris Hunnam. He's hot.
Okay, great. What is relaxation for you?
Relaxation, meditation, breath work.
Biggest pet peeve?
This whole neediness that this person you were portraying, na?
Yeah.
क्या कर रहे हो, कितने बजे आओगे, कहाँ जा रहे हो, क्यों जा रहे हो, कितनी देर के लिए जा रहे हो, all of that, bro. Whoa. It's a bit much, isn't it?
One item you always carry with you.
A positive attitude.
I love that. Okay. If you could time travel, which era would you wish to be in?
I actually believe that we're time traveling in today's day and age. And I don't know why people are not on board with this or they're just not aware of it. But yo, when you fly to America from India, you gain an entire day.
Yeah.
That is insane to me. That's time traveling, guys. Whether you like to believe it or not, it's a fact. You know what I mean? And when we come back to India, we lose a day. Bro,
Yeah.
we lost an entire day. What are you saying? It's mind blowing. I love that. Era to pata nahi, maybe now only present day.
I
'Cause I
didn't
haven't-
think of it like that.
But it's true,
Yeah.
you know? It's insane. Even when you go to the UK and stuff, dude, you gotta like set your clock back. You gotta go back
Yeah.
5 hours. That's time traveling.
Yeah.
That's literally time traveling. I love it.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh dear. Honest. Sachai. Funny. No one in my life has described me as funny.
Third one?
As in, it's like a life goal of mine that when I die, people are like, she was funny, you know? I really want people to describe me as funny. No one describes me as funny. It really annoys me.
Like the last people in the funeral, the backbench.
No, like the epitaph should be like, she was funny or something, you know? But funny should be in there. Like, I was hilarious. I make people laugh so much.
And if you don't get somebody close to you, nobody's going to write it.
Queenie,
Think about
Queenie, in your
it.
will, please have it written on Barney's gravestone as an epitaph. It must be mentioned that she was funny. Okay? We'll put it in there. Okay.
Third,
Honest, funny, and
elusive
I wouldn't describe myself
and
as that,
lovely.
but- oh, only one word you get. Only one.
Elusive. Lovely.
Elusive. Okay, chal, elusive.
Elusively lovely.
Arre, 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 arre. Okay, fine.
Okay, before we close, I want to bring
We're
up...
done.
We're done with the rapid fire, but
Oh.
before we close, finally, I want to talk about your passion with animals.
Oh, I love animals.
And I know you had a pet pig during
I
COVID.
did, yes. This
Or
pig,
you were the pig's pet.
the pig adopted me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. And then it was a pregnant pig, and I came across it because it was being attacked by a bunch of crows. So all I saw was a lot of crows, and then I went across and I clapped very loudly because I didn't know how else to get the crows away from this pig. And I felt like it was attacking the pig. I didn't know what was happening. Pig was on its side. So then as I clapped and the crows like flew away, and then I walked a little closer and the pig was looking very like, what is she going to do? And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Then I saw that the pig was actually in labor and was giving birth. And the pig, who I named Mama P, aptly, gave birth to 10 piglets right before my eyes. And I
Oh
was
my
like, wow,
God.
the miracle of birth. I finally witnessed it,
Oh
but
my
in pig form.
God.
It
That's
was great.
amazing.
It was, and it was, and I filmed all of it, and it was during COVID. And then I had people like, I mean, it became quite a thing because every single day I would post stories of me going down to check on Mama P. I got in touch with the vet and everything, saying, what do I feed a pig who's just given birth? Like, she must be lactating. What do I
Pigs
give
eat
her?
anything.
No, that is not true. Of course, the pigs that you see outside eat anything. But if you're actually trying to like feed a pig, they have a very specific diet. You can't give them anything too salty and you can't give them anything too sweet. So you have to, fruits are okay, but you can't give them anything else that's sweetened. And they eat a lot of whole grains. And so what we did, me and my best friend at the time during COVID especially, so she had these big kadais and she would like, it was a mixture of rice, chana dal, and boiled potatoes. And then I would go to the sabzi wala and get lots of spinach and leafy greens because they love eating leafy greens. And then over time, it actually happened that I was able to feed the pigs from my hands. They would take the spinach from my hands. A full grown wild pig became my pet, or I became its pet. And it was amazing. And I named every single one of her kids. And one of them I called Runtu because it was the smallest one, so was the runt of the litter. But affectionately was called Runtu. Little black one with one white paw, so cute. And then, yeah, I followed them around for like, I think a good 6 to 8 months, try to get them adopted by a farm. There were no farms that were willing to take on 10 piglets and its mom. But I tried really hard, dude. But anyway, and then we went and checked out some like very far away places to get them adopted. They were also overcrowded and understaffed because it was during lockdown. And then she lost 2 of her kids. I mean, 2 of the piglets we lost because these crows came and attacked them or something. It was really bad. And then the guards told us about it. It was quite sad. But yeah, and she would come out every time I'd say, Mama P, she'd come running out to meet me. It was so cool.
Deeply sensitive, deeply emotional.
And kites also. I like kites so much. I have so many tattoos of kite birds because I bond with them a lot also. I've saved a couple of them also. They come crashing around me sometimes and then I'm able to like save them and stuff. It's pretty cool. And one comes near my bedroom window every day and wakes me up. like screeching
That's
away.
scary though.
No, it's so they're such majestic creatures. You can't be scared of them. I'll show you videos. I have that also. A monkey also came to my window. I'm on the 17th floor, and a monkey came in my balcony, bro. Like that does not happen. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean, I don't know
crazy.
what to say.
So many weird animal stories I have.
But you know what? Speaking to you today has been like catching up.
Yeah.
I know there have been a lot of people here and they are like listening to us.
Where?
and-
Where are these people?
I mean, but honestly, I felt like I was just catching up. We didn't have a coffee, or the coffee's lying there on the side, your tea and all. But it was like catching up.
It was.
Like there were a lot of questions I asked you, maybe not very personal.
They were pretty personal, yaar.
No, I didn't ask you that personal. But I really caught up with you. I'm so happy I met you. Love you and leave you. Until next time.
Why are you leaving me? Where are you going?